What's poppin', guys? Boy Baby Dre, and I'm back with another one for y'all, man. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about making that transition. You know what I'm talking about? Transition from NCO to warrant officer. I gotta talk about it because I got an email in my inbox today coming from the gym. So I'm gonna answer this gentleman's email. Let's get to the video. I always start my videos by thanking my supporters, thanking the subscribers, thanking everybody that ever like a YouTube comment, ever like a damn DM, ever like anything I ever put out. I appreciate you guys, and I always thank you guys for everything y'all put into the channel. Gotta let you guys know, man, y'all keep this channel alive, because to be honest, I don't really have a lot of motivation a lot of days to make these videos, man. It ain't that I'm just kind of bored. I got bored with it kind of quick, and it's like, yeah, I can make videos if I want to, but I really don't need to. So it's like, when y'all send me emails, like I got a Q&A email that I gotta go over, and I got a couple more emails in my inbox that I gotta go over. It's been a busy week. I ain't making no excuses, but I just don't have time, number one, and it's like, number two, it's like I really don't have to. So it's like, I try to do this for you guys to make sure I keep you guys in the game and keep you up on what's going on in this world over here. All right, so I'm leaving the gym today, and my phone starts going off with the little ding that lets you know you got an email. And usually I kind of blow it off, but I saw that it was from one of my loyal supporters that just so happened to graduate Warrant Officer Candidate School in Wovick the other couple weeks ago. Got to his first unit, and he's having some issues. So I'm gonna go over this email and read this thing, man, and try to explain what this gentleman can do. Like I always do, I already reached back to this brother and kind of gave him like inside tips and stuff like that. Little secret stuff that I can't really talk about on camera, just kind of going over and trying to help him out to get used to the situation. But I'm going to give you guys the basic details and kind of let you guys know what you can do when you're making that transition and you're going from being an NCO to a warrant officer. Until you arrive at your first unit and shit is different, all right? All right, guys, so the email says, just got to my first unit. Well, he addressed me, Big Bro Dre. What's up, brother? Just got to my first unit as a warrant officer, and I'll get straight to the point. I can't do this shit. I've been an NCO for 10 years, and I know you say stay in your lane, but that shit is hard. My NCOs are super passive, so it's on me to be the authority figure in the office. I don't like stepping on their toes at all, but they don't do shit. My other issue is my CSM. If you don't know what a CSM is, that's a sergeant major, a command sergeant major. So that's the senior enlisted person in your formation. My sergeant major keeps trying me. He wants me to come to formation, but he doesn't even ask my fat ass. Excuse me. He doesn't even ask my fat ass CW4 or the transportation warrant, who is a CW2, to come. They told me he jokes, but he sounds serious to me. I guess my question is, how do I handle the transition from an NCO to a real warrant officer? First off, bro, I'm going to cut you off right there, man. Once you pin that dot on, you a real warrant officer, whether you believe it or not. So I don't ever want to hear you down yourself, man. You a real warrant officer once you put that dot on, all right? But I'm going to continue. From an NCO to a real warrant officer. PS. Hey, somebody in the comments tell me what PS means, man. I always see people put that at the end of letters, man. I don't even know what it means. PS, stop being a lame and make some videos, big bro. Just playing, bro. Love your content. I watch all your videos. All right, guys. So this is an issue that I see coming into units when you come from being an NCO for so long. I see this a lot in a lot of people, a lot of my guys that have been watching my channel for over a year and a half, 2 years or whatever. Most of them have gone on to submit their packets, have graduated. I get probably at least 1 or 2 a week that's like, hey, appreciate your video. Shit, shit like that, man. I never really go into detail about what people say to me, because the conversations I have with people is between me and them. If they want to let y'all guys know that they appreciate what we got going on over here, then cool. But we got this secret society. All we got is us and trust over here. So some of my closest friends don't even know I do this damn YouTube channel. And that's cool with me, because it's for y'all. It ain't for them. If you know, you know. Bottom line. But what I'm saying is, when you get to these units, man, you got to kind of get used to being in a different role than you was when you was an NCO. For instance, when I went over to being a warrant officer, I actually was Sergeant First Class. All right, I done all the positions that it was to do as a 92 Yankee, S4 brigade level. I done some little bit of time as a property book officer, a non-commissioned officer, but not a lot. I did the supply room a lot, brigade, battalion S4. I did the sexual harassment response program coordinator and all that stuff like that. I did all that. I even sat in a first sergeant position for a few months as well too. So I was used to being an NCO, used to making decisions based on the commander's intent. When you're a warrant officer, that's really not your goal. Your goal is kind of to mentor and advise and make sure you provide advice for your commander, all right? So you can kind of have you have some type of authority and influence, but it's more on the influence side than it is authority. So instead of being so strict, you still got to follow the rules or the regulations of what's going on and know the stuff the NCOs need to know. But it's kind of on you to mentor them so they can do the job. You kind of stepping on their toes when you do the job for them, and you kind of getting on soldiers. But different warrant officers have different opinions on that. Like one of my real good friends, she'll tell you real quick. She used to be a drill sergeant. She don't play. She'll light you up regardless of whether are you a soldier, NCO, or what. And that's her personal preference. Me personally, I don't really roll like that. I kind of like to empower my NCOs to do those things. So if I see a soldier that's super messed up, super not abiding by the regulations or whatever, then I probably pull him to the side and say, hey, you shouldn't be doing that. I approach him the right way. I ain't really with the yelling because I ain't really with the funnies. And I kind of know depending on how you approach certain people, you get different results. So when you come at a motherfucker wilding, you might get that same energy back at you. And at the end of the day, you kind of got to understand the world we live in, it ain't the same. Some of these kids ain't really getting used, and they're not used to being yelled at. So when you come at them with with the yelling and shit, it might not, it could go one or two ways. Either they ain't even going to try to hear you, they going to ignore you, and just go do what they want to do anyway. Then you have to write them up. Or they might come at you with some pressure. And it's going to be a problem, especially if you a guy like me who invites pressure. You know what I'm saying? But it's it's certain ways you got to talk to people to get them to do the things that you need them to do. So I'm not saying don't make on-the-spot corrections. What I'm saying is do your best to empower your NCOs to do those things as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's you gotta play your role, you gotta stay in your lane, but you don't gotta be to the point where it's oh, I gotta turn my NCO completely off. I can't even, because when you turn it off, then you're not a soldier. You still gotta be a soldier. So at the end of the day, you just kind of gotta you gotta have consideration for your NCOs, but you kind of gotta use good what am I looking for? You gotta use good judgment when you making corrections at any time. All right. So let's get to your Sergeant Major issue, because I saw this issue before when I got to my first unit. All right. So when I got to my first unit as a W1, my Sergeant Major was cool. He wasn't really on no type of time oh, I need to send chiefs to PT or whatever. But some of the other guys I talked to, they say they had this issue. And the thing is, a lot of those senior enlisted people, they kind of understand that before you switched over, you probably was a staff sergeant or sergeant first class or something like that. So they kind of see you as a low officer. Now, some of them, provided that they'll respect you a little more, but you still got those. I had sergeant majors that wouldn't even salute me. They walked past me when I was a W1, wouldn't even salute. And it's yeah, they wrong for that. But it's you kind of got to respect the fact that, man, some of these guys got 30 years in the Army. So you can't really take no hit to your ego. The only time you should feel like you being disrespected by sergeant major is if he in your face disrespecting you on a level that's different than that. But you still got to take into account one of the things that I said in my other videos. Yeah, you outrank sergeant major, but you don't really outrank sergeant major. Because soon as something go down, he going to bring it up to his battle buddy, who is the colonel, who outranked everybody in your formation. Pretty much, unless you work at a division or higher level, all right? So you kind of got to show the man respect and say, hey, Sergeant Major, because of my duties, I do PT at a different time because I got to schedule stuff around PT. And he going to say something slick well, PT for everybody is such and such and such time. He's what? Let him know that don't conform with my schedule. that does not conform with my battle rhythm. You know what I'm saying? And then at the end of the day, your chief of staff or your XO, they gonna back you up because they understand your duties and responsibilities. And a lot of stuff you got to do outside of the normal what everybody else got to do. Like, some of my duties have me coordinating with units that are back in the States, and I'm way the hell in Korea. So you kind of got to understand, like, hey, your duties are not going to match everybody else's duty. And you also got to swing that one-to-one shit. Unless you like MI Battalion where it's like 12 or 13 of y'all, like CID or somebody, you pretty much going to be the SME and the one-of-one in your unit. Like, even in my unit at the brigade level, there's only a few property book officers. And right now, it's not even enough to fill all the property book slots it's supposed to be because everybody kind of switches in and out of here. That's how career works. But, you know, we get it done at the end of the day. You're going to make it happen regardless of how many people you got. But you kind of got to understand that you're the SME. You're the subject matter expert for where you are. So your time is limited, and the time that you have to use it efficiently. So just explain to Sergeant Major, like, hey, it ain't no disrespect, but I ain't going to be able to make it to PT every morning. I ain't going to be able to make it here every day, whatever. Not to mention, as a warrant officer, you on an individual level so much that it's your individual, it's on you to perform and do PT on your own. I tell y'all that shit in every video. When you become a warrant officer, it's easy to fall off on PT. Now, if you one of the people that gotta work out with people, then take your ass to PT, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna get so used to not doing PT that you're gonna fall off. And the worst thing you could do is fall off. Because can't nobody, people say they respect you when you looking all fat or whatever, and I hate the fat shame. I hate fat shaming. I don't want to seem like I'm fat shaming. But I know human nature. Larger people who don't have like medical issues, there's the reason why they large. But bigger people, and some people see them as lazy. I ain't saying I see them like that, but I know like that's the perception of a lot of people. So you don't even want to put yourself in that position when you're supposed to be the subject matter expert at something. You dig? So that's how I say you handle that with Sergeant Major. You kind of got to handle that with grace. I wouldn't come at the man neck. You just kind of got to you kind of got to coax it to say, hey, you know, I'm not going to be able to make it all the time, but I do my best to try to make it when I can, which is damn near never, pretty much. You dig? So you kind of just got to work with them a little bit. All right, just to close the video out, man, listen. Just kind of stay in your lane, but don't be subjected to like, oh, people pushing you around. Let your NCOs do their job, but if they ain't doing their job, somebody got to do it. So if you feel like you got to jump in with grace, assist them, but don't take their job. You know what I'm saying? As far as Sergeant Major, getting the respect from the Sergeant Major, with a lot of them guys, you got to earn their respect. So once they see that you doing stuff the way you're supposed to be doing, you handling stuff for the commander, you making his job easier. You know what I'm saying? You consulting with Sergeant Major about personnel. Like, I got to go see one of my Sergeant Majors today to try to get one of my NCOs replaced that was working in my office. Nothing wrong with the NCO, but the NCO leaving, so I need a continuous streamline of non-commissioned officer leadership in my office in order for it to run proficiently. So the best thing to do with them Sergeant Majors is just to have a pretty good relationship with them. Sit down, talk to them, and just try to work stuff out. Because as much as you say you don't need them, you definitely gonna need their ass before they need you. So you make sure you get you a nice, at least cordial relationship with your Sergeant Major. It's just the way it is, man, how the Army works. So with that said, I'm gonna close this out. Again, guys, I appreciate you guys' support, man. Y'all don't know how much y'all keep this channel up, because I swear to God, bro, I don't have a lot of motivation to do this other than y'all hit me in emails. I'm going to just be honest, man. Like, I'm so busy, number one. Number two, you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't really need the money. So it's like, if you ain't doing it for the money, it's kind of like, what you doing it for? Like, but I ain't turned off my commercials, man, because it pays pretty decent when you actually get views and you do the commercials. So my lawyers, I appreciate y'all, because y'all at least going to give me 500 to 1,000 views a video, which is good for my channel because I only got about 2,500 subscribers, all right? So that's great for my channel. I see channels with 10, 15,000 subscribers getting 600 views of video, which is crazy to me, because I'm like, man, even the people that subscribe to y'all ain't watching your shit, which is insane. But it happens, man. So I can't say enough how much I appreciate y'all for holding me down, even when I don't make videos for two weeks to a month. I appreciate y'all holding me down, showing me love. I appreciate my Watch the Commercial gang, man, who sit and let the commercials run in the background just to put some bread in my pocket. Appreciate that. With that said, that's it. Hopefully my birthday video gonna be after this one. But if it ain't, man, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.